Hi, I'm Moriah. I'm the owner and creative director of Moriah Riona Branding, a full-service branding studio for creative female entrepreneurs. Welcome to my channel where I share my favorite business and branding tips to help you take yours to the next level. Today we're talking all about fonts and how to use them effectively in your own business and brand. Let's get started. As a trained graphic designer, I get a little crazy about typography. It's one of my favorite parts of design. Typography is basically the study of fonts and words and how typographical characters are handled in design. Honestly, in my line of work, I come across so many cringeworthy typographical errors that I see a lot of people making, especially when they're trying to DIY their branding. So today I'm going to help you in case you still want to DIY. I'm going to show you how you can do that without damaging your brand. First, let's talk about great branding design. The first thing you want to know is you need to be consistently consistent with your branding and your brand design. I know it sounds silly, but when we're consistent, we're building trust with our audience. When we're not consistent, and this can be anything from our fonts to the visuals to even your messaging and the words that you're using, when we're not consistent, we lose trust with our audience because we appear flaky. So that's the first thing to think about. Also, with great design, especially with the typography, you want it to be invisible. That also sounds crazy, but you really don't want to notice the design first. Graphic design is about communicating a message. So you want to notice the message first, the words on the page. Great graphic design and great handling of typography makes the right words pop out on the page. Basically, it's subconscious. You feel that this design is significant. You feel that it's sophisticated. And you feel that it's perfectly communicating the message without drawing attention to itself. If, on the other hand, you notice the fonts before you notice the actual wording, before you notice the actual message, there's a problem because it's drawing attention away from the message, which is the most important part. You want your great design, your great branding design to be flawless, and you want it to feel effortless, even though great design is not effortless at all. Tip number one, if you're going to DIY your own branding and your own brand fonts, is to pick your brand fonts. I do this with all of my branding clients. It's part of their branding experience. It's not just about designing them a great logo, it's about designing them a whole brand system. So I design the logo and then I also pick out their brand colors, their brand fonts, and they use these consistently from there on out in all brand communications. Tip number two is to only pick 2 to 3 fonts, different fonts, to use in your branding. Anything more than that just becomes convoluted and confusing to the audience. And my third tip is to create hierarchy with your brand typography. In graphic design, the idea of hierarchy is basically just taking pieces of the design and making them stand out so they signify importance compared to the overall design. Even though you're only going to have 2 to 3 brand fonts, you can create hierarchy by changing colors of fonts, by changing the weight of your font, and also changing the size. The reason this is important, and I see this a lot, especially on web pages and the about me of a lot of my clients' old web pages, is we want to share a lot about ourselves so that we can connect with our ideal client. But what I always see people doing, especially when they've DIY'd or when they have a template website, is they have this massive chunk of text, just like all these words. No visitor, no matter how much they love you, is going to stay on your page long enough to read all of that. On the internet, we're skimmers. We want quick, easy, like bullet points and things to go through quickly. If they're intrigued by what you pull out in your hierarchy, they'll read and they'll dive deeper into the information. Okay, so here's the takeaway. We all deal with type and fonts on a daily basis. So an average business owner might think this is a safe place to DIY. However, because typography and fonts are so prolific throughout any brand experience, this is someplace you really want to get it perfect. So if you found this video helpful, please consider sharing it with a friend, hit the like button down below, or subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to grab your free brand blueprint, a 20-page workbook to help you take your business next level. I've linked it down below, so go grab it now. And I'll see you here next time.